This is Alex with Utah Sustainable Gardening. This is an apple tree, and this is a video on where to decide to cut. Now on this limb right here, you'll see that it's dead. That's significant, and I'll explain that later. But as you move up, you'll notice that as you go along the dead, it's kind of the same width. Then all of a sudden, about right this point, it starts getting a little wider. From different angles, you'll see it right there. And then there's kind of a point where it's really severely more narrow, and you'll see it on the other side, which is in the shadow, even though there's a big dead chunk right here. But you'll see there's almost a line there where that swelling recedes. And you come over to this side and you'll see a ridge. This ridge is called the branch bark ridge, and this swelling area is called the collar. This is important because it shows where the switch off is and where wood is growing. The collar is always between two branches, right here. And, the branch bark ridge is between two branches. And the collar is the area of the subordinate limb where it intersects the main limb. And this collar area has wood that is from both the main limb and the subordinate limb. Now the way this tree is grown, originally this was probably the main limb and this was subordinate, but as it's grown it's changed and this has become subordinate. So this isn't a perfect example biologically speaking, but visually it's pretty good. So in this collar, that is the area that contains all the chemicals that protect the main branch from any diseases or anything else. So if you cut inside the collar, then you're bypassing the plant's natural system of immunity, its natural immune system. And the ridge there is also the area where those two types of tissue meet, the main tissue and the subordinate tissue. So if you cut in past that collar or in past the collar or in past the ridge, you've bypassed your tree's immune system and you've got more chance of a problem with a weak, sick tree. After we go along this tree, we'll see other examples of that. This one's a lot more subtle, but especially if I can get the right view of that car behind it, you'll see there's just a little bit of swelling that starts about right here. Always cut outside the swelling. Again, over here, it's there, it's a lot less distinct. And so as you go and start learning how to prune trees, again, now we've got a branch bark ridge there that is almost invisible, and that's common on apples. And if you come down here, again, the light's bad, you'll see there is actually a collar there. So we go back to the original here, and it's very important that you understand this immune system of the tree if you want to keep your tree strong and healthy for years. I have people say, oh, come on, I've done that, no problem. Okay, how many years ago did you do it? 2? Okay, give it another 5 years. In 5 years, they'll say, why have I got this cavity forming on my tree? Well, you didn't respect the tree's immune system. This is not something that we have any knowledge of you being able to boost. The chemicals that are produced are the tree's own chemicals. Your best thing is to provide good soil, good water, and good sunlight. Not too much water. You've got to pick what's right for your tree, and that's going to depend on the tree type. So keep in mind, the tree has an immune system, respect it, and you'll have a healthy, long-lived tree. This is Alex Grover with Utah Sustainable Gardening. Manana.